and they have one individual on the planet that could save the Gap. And
Who
that
is it?
individual, I'm asking you, who do you think it is? Sometimes the answer is sitting right in front of you.
Kanye's back. I love Kanye. I'm sorry, Ye. He's addressing this whole issue with Gap. Last time I was talking about Kanye on the show, it was about his partnership with Gap and those clothes that he had in garbage-looking bags. Before we get to more of this interview and what he was talking about, how he can save that company, let's talk about how this breakup potentially is happening between him and Gap in the first place. Kanye's lawyer, Nicholas Agravante Jr., told the retailer that it has not met certain contractual obligations. Some of those include failing to sell certain Yeezy clothes in Gap stores last year and to open stores that only sold Yeezy clothing. Gravante said his client, who officially goes by Ye, will now focus on opening his own Yeezy clothing stores. I wish he did that originally. Okay. Gap CEO Mark Brightbird said in an email to staff Thursday, confirming that the company is deciding to wind down the partnership. Now, the company itself wasn't doing all that well anyway before he decided to divorce them and had their own issues, because Gap reported a $49 million net loss during its second year earnings call last month, citing poor sales from its Old Navy brand. The company also reported an 8% drop in revenue to $3.86 billion. Nonetheless, it's sparked this whole dive within the company's value, but also Ye is also taking some hits as well. Let's watch.
Gap got hurt today on that news. And in general, it's been a struggling retailer. They lost the CEO, Sonia Singhal, the one who you, I believe, made the deal with to begin with. And they're trying to stabilize the overall business. You've always liked this company, and you talked about how you had high hopes for the partnership. Do you think that Gap can ever sort of regain its cool again and be a big player?
They only have one opportunity to be able to be a big player. What do you think it is?
A lot of potential in this deal, but it sounds like you're terminating.
Well, don't bring a leader in and have them not lead. Why would I argue with people who are getting paid by the Gap? I'm sorry, I'm not going to argue with people that are broker than me about money.
Understood.
Cenk, you better not argue with him because you're broker than Kanye.
Well, but I mean, he's just like Trump, right? So who knows? Because he said he was broke a couple of years back and he was begging Mark Zuckerberg for money. So he's probably 100% lying, too. So, look, as much as you love Kanye, I despise Kanye. Okay? That guy is a natural-born Republican, filled with entitlement, right? Oh, I get to have billions of dollars paid to me by Gap, but maybe your clothes aren't selling. And why does anybody make a deal with these people who are mentally ill, like Kanye West and Donald Trump? They never, ever do their end of the deal. When are you going to get the memo? When are you going to get the memo? And then they burn your house down. That's exactly what Trump does with everybody who he hired and told you was great. And I said what Kanye does with every deal he's involved in. So you got to be nuts. You got to be as nuts as Kanye to do a deal with him.
I think Gap did the deal with Kanye because they didn't go to the Jay-Z concert. Jay-Z told you he loaned this man $20 million, and then the man went on stage and talked about him 20 minutes. It is absolutely horrible that we are doing Kanye. Kanye is the worst form of capitalism. He is I am with you, Cenk. I hate Kanye West. He is as close as he can get to whiteness with his whole life story. It's the way you want to be. He didn't make Gap cool. Gap made a lot of money before Kanye came around. Actually, they lost money with Kanye. So that's him being the only guy on the planet who killed Gap.
Yeah, Gap certainly didn't find their partnership to be easy street.